Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at the 2 to 4 player game, My First Stone Age, published by Z-Man Games. Let's go ahead down the table here. I'm going to give you a general overview of how the game plays, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Okay, so this is what the setup of My First Stone Age will look like. You're going to have 5 different huts in each of these 3 different locations, and each player, up to 4 players, is going to get one of these player boards. And the goal of the game is going to get 3 of these huts, and when you get these huts you can place them in here so they look really nice and neat, sort of like hanging out in there. And once the first person to the 3rd hut will win the game. Now, to take a player turn, you're simply going to flip one of these little green tokens. When you flip the token, you're actually going to go where it says. We'll go over that one in a second, actually. So this one here, you get to move 2 spaces. So you can take your little guy and move him 2 spaces. In each of these spaces with resources, you'll be able to take a resource and put it near your player board. Some of the places, like that one had the 2, you keep it flipped over. You can get this one has a 1. There's 1 to 6 in these ones, but then you also have pictures. So this one has the picture of the water. You go to the water, immediately straight to it, and you get the water. Now, movement for the game can only go in this clockwise movement. You can also get to this trading location here. If you go to the trading location, the player gets to take one of whatever resource they want, put it here, and get whatever resource they want. Maybe they want 2 waters. When you flip the hut, or you land on the hut, you can go here, and if you have the correct resources, so I have the 2 waters, I can turn them in. They'll go over here, back into the spot they belong. I will get this hut, and I'll be able to put it in here. When that hut gets flipped, you'll flip your little tokens back over, and the player may switch 2 tokens. Now, if you switch the 2 tokens, all the other players must see, so if I want to flip these 2 here, I can. So this is going to be the memory match portion of the game. So the younger kids are supposed to remember like where all this stuff is so they can easily get back to the hut or whatnot. Now, the only other thing in this game is if you land on the space with a dog, you get to keep one of these dogs in your player board. Now, if we run out of dogs and an opponent lands on the dog, they can take the dog from you. But what this opponent what this dog is going to be a wild resource that you can spend when getting your hut. So if you don't have the water, you can use it as a water and get that hut. And like I said, the first player to 3 huts wins the game. And simply that's it. That's all the rules to My First Stone Age. Let's go ahead back up to the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts. So I really, really like My First Stone Age. This is an amazing game to play with your children. Anybody 5 and up. The component quality in the game is great. Nice little tactile feel for the kids for playing the game. And just basically going to be set collection in a memory style game. So those little tokens that you flip over and where they're located, the kids can learn and to try to remember the location of those. The little pieces that you pick up are nice and chunky and they can put them by their board, and they learn set collection when they turn them in to get those huts. So overall, great game. Found a great time to play with my daughters. I couldn't recommend this game anymore. It is an amazing game. So if you're looking for a game to play with your younger children, I highly, highly recommend checking out My First Stone Age. Thank you for watching.